1 for 1.
Spoiled. Oh, it's a little spoiled, but...
Oh, god damn it, Ma. You made me spoil by spoiling, because I don't have I don't have the thing open. You can't spoil, because then
Andy,
I think it's okay.
That was my fault. It wasn't your fault. You didn't spoil at all. I was the only spoiler there.
10
okay, how's that make you feel?
remaining.
Damn it. Bagels.
5 seconds remaining.
Rubik's very good against Clockwork.
Oh, God.
For who, Newbee?
Reserve time.
Yeah.
Nah, I think SF is tough to play here. I mean, maybe? I don't know. You can do the cog thing, which would make it worth it, I guess. But Ench is very good against Shadow Fiend, and it is crazy easy to steal Requiem. And Legion also crushes Shadow Fiend. So I'm thinking...
Negative Ghost Rider.
It's tough. If you can get a really big lane advantage from using the Clockwork, then maybe. Okay, they're going to go for the
Radiant
Magnus.
team
I like it.
Man.
Yeah, great spoiler, Andy. Thanks.
What? Is that in-game?
You spoiled it, buddy. That was you. You barely spoiled it. It was...
Whatever.
You spoiled it barely.
Guys,
You're
this is a
fine.
great pick.
10 seconds remaining.
It makes Jug amazing. He can farm. He does a lot of damage. I like it.
5
Yeah, I'm into it
seconds
too.
remaining.
It's kind of weird because we used to see it all the time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We used to see it all the
Reserve
time, but
time.
now like it's never really picked anymore. And I'm kind of curious as to where it's going to go.
I think
Mid
it's off
is,
lane.
Yeah, I
it's
don't think it's
position
going to be
3.
mid. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it usually is played off lane now.
Then
We
he-
used to see it before the nerfs, played by Sumail mid, but never really again.
And he
after
buys
those
Iron
nerfs.
Talon and farms it up and does all that good stuff. I think they're going to be looking for a mid last, and it will be Newbee that have the final pick, so they can react here.
Newbee's
Queen of
turn
Pain.
to
I don't know. this
Fuck,
could be
I
s-
spoiled it.
This could be
That's going to be the last pick for NP.
We all suck. We're
terrible.
all fired.
We're garbage. We're so bad at this.
But Queen of Pain, very strong mid laner. But guys, I have the pick here. Are
10
you ready?
seconds remaining.
It's Silencer for Newbie. The core Silencer mid.
5
I
seconds
mean, did they play?
remaining.
Have they ever played that before? For
I don't know,
us,
but it
Triple
is
C?
it is the pick here.
Oh, they banned out Drow. No,
Radiant
I thought it would have
team
been perfect
back.
there. Ah, that's smart. Good stuff from Newbie.
Yes.
Not completely awful, to be honest. Mainly because Global Silence stops Enchantress damage. That's the big thing about like these
10
orbing
seconds
heroes, so like OD
remaining.
and Ench. Any silence shuts them down in damage. You can use it when a Legion
5
duels. It
seconds
makes it really hard for
remaining.
them to follow up. It's not bad.
It's
The
a
only
amazing.
problem with Silencer mid is that he is so gankable. And there's an Enchantress and a Rubik. I think he would get killed
Destroyed.
a lot if you were to pick that.
Yeah, maybe.
Radiant team pick.
I really think it will be. Puck now, final ban from NP. Covers their bases.
10
And it
seconds
could be
remaining.
Magnus, Puck, offlane mid. They're kind of interchangeable in
Mirana.
some ways.
Oh, don't spoil it.
Newbee's turn to pick.
No one talk
Boom.
about the
All
hero
right, now
that
you
was
can say
picked.
something. Now you can talk about it.
It's Mirana.
That's pretty cool. I'm into it. It's an old standby NP hero.
Pot and bottom, baby.
It's Envy Marana, right?
I
Yeah, I
guess
think so.
so.
10
I think it has to be.
seconds remaining.
Unless they do some weird shenanigans that we're not expecting. That's
5
nuts, man.
seconds remaining.
Okay. I mean, we don't see this
I
hero
mean,
too often anymore.
A lot of setup, well,
It's-
decent setup for it.
It's very good
Reserve
against
time.
just the general lineup of Newbee because it's a hero with the built-in
10
escape.
seconds
It
remaining.
can split push, which NP love to do, and it does carry items relatively well.
Okay.
Okay, Dragon Knight, last pick for Newbie. Not the hero I was thinking, but I like it. Empower. Thoughts here?
Yes. I'm actually going to join Sunspan Camp and just say NP. Although I will say that this game is very predicated upon how well Aoi does. If he's getting crushed, I think that they
10
will lose. If
seconds
he's owning, I
remaining.
think they will win.
Okay, a fair assessment. I'm
5
going to go in the
seconds
Newbie
remaining.
camp also. I like that they've got somebody now that can help seal the deal with objectives, and if they just win a couple of those mid-game fights, Empower should help them overpower NP.
Wow.
I know, that was beautiful. Mott, this is you, man. This is game 3. Let's see it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We are here into Game 3 of the Grand Finals in a best-of-5 series. It has turned into a best-of-3, as Suns fan alluded so perfectly earlier. We are going to jump into the game in just a moment. Some interesting picks to be sure coming out. We don't see too much of Magnus anymore on the offlane, and you could definitely say the same for Morana, especially as they do role for Eternal End. So some interesting picks here, Draft, as we jump into the game.
I'm really a big fan of the Ench, more so because of what Newbee have picked into it, right? So you have this Jug, you can chunk down with Impetus, same thing with DK. DK is never going to have that really long reach, so Newbee are heavily reliant upon the Clockwork and the Magnus getting into the back and just causing some chaos, you know, get a hook shot, get an RP. But it's really hard to play Magnus against their team. So KP is going to have to be super careful about how he uses his RPs in team fights. And I think just that fact alone means that, again, if AUI has a good start, he's going to go into the game, he's going to get, you know, eventually Hurricane Pike and what have you, and just start annihilating people. And there is not really a lot that they can do about it.
I'm excited for it, man. We get to see AUI's Enchantress every so often, and it's usually a special treat. People are banning it out for a reason. They banned out the Pylai Io, which has got to feel good for him, and then, of course, the Treant Protect for AUI. So a couple of those supports banned out, and you have to kind of pick and choose what you want to play up against. And if you're a Newbee, it sounds like you want to play up against the Enchantress. We'll see how that's going to go. The way it's laning, though, again, KP is going to be in that off lane. He will probably skill up Skewer if he needs to here. MSS is going to go and do auto attacks, but again, looks like they don't have the lockdown, so we won't even need to skill that up. He goes for the Poor Man's Shield, by the way. Magnus okay at farming jungle camps, especially when it gets to like the Iron Talon, the Clawing Blade. Something to keep in mind, I suppose, for KP.
This is one of those games that's going to be... I don't even know... So Newbee have this, I guess, support, Clockwork, and a CM, right? So the CM was picked for obvious reasons. They take the CM just to counter the AUI Enchantress. And what if they just farm? And you just have this like Clockwork running around and that happens, right? You just get lifted.
They got the win, though. Oh, battery cell, look at all that damage. Doing nothing. Kaka's going to get turned on instead. Overwhelming odds gives the move speed boost to MSS, but I don't think they'll find any further damage here against these three heroes. But you're right, though. AUI can kind of just roam out jungle, and then you have Kaka. Hold that thought. Mugi, they're trying to, I think, bait out the Blade Fury from Mugi, but they weren't able to do so. Either way, that's fine. Interesting lane bottom.
Don't think I've seen this one before. It should be enough to pressure MSS. But honestly, with these lanes, I think they might just rotate Envy's bottom. Because if Envy's bottom, there's not really a whole lot of kill opportunity, and MSS will do more than okay in a 1v1 against Mag. I honestly think that MSS would do better than Envy can in a 1v1 because Poor Man's Shield is weak.
Pretty good. Pretty solid if they're going to go that route. And yeah, you saw actually, it was funny, KP came bottom, dropped I think a ward, and then it was like, okay, well there's everybody down here, I better rotate top. And musical lanes occurred, so Newbee is brought down their aggressive try line down bottom. This is kind of what we were talking about, though. AUI 2000 just in a jungle, and now you have a roaming Clockwork for Kaka, not really going to be able to find anything too important. They also rotate up top, Pylai Die, KP might be telekinesis, but is the arrow enough damage? He's level 2, but he does have the leap instead of the Starstorm, so not enough damage to secure the skills. KP gets underneath the tower. Pretty tanky, especially with the Poor Man's Shield, so good attempt, but no such luck there for NP.
At the very least, they're able to apply some pressure. It'll secure Envy some farm. And, you know, the other cool thing you can do with poor Morana is just arrow the jungle creeps, right? Find the big creep, arrow it, get that bonus golden EXP. Very little commitment that you have to do for that as well. So it's not like you're losing out on the laning phase.
This'll come in. Big pressure though in this top lane would be pretty solid. Mid lane is this matchup we haven't really talked about. Lots of Queen of Pain against SCCC on the DK. Poor Man's Shield and eventually some levels in Dragon Blood. Be pretty good.
This matchup is pretty even, to be honest. Because of the uptime on Breathe Fire, it lasts 11 seconds, so once you get it to level 4, it has pretty much a 100% uptime. And like you mentioned with Dragon's Blood, you just can't be harassed. Even with things like Dagger, you eventually get to your bottle. It's just, he's infinite. You need some kind of magical burst or like fear damage or whatever to kill Dragon Knight at a mid-game stage, or even a laning phase. Super tanky hero.
So I mean, I imagine it's kind of interesting. You have a DK, but not much else not much push coming up from Newbee other than the DK. So maybe they juggle a bit later on. KP top lane, Fade Bolt, not enough damage. 38 HP. He is out of regen though, which means he's gonna have to either travel back home or suicide. Looks like it's gonna be the latter. As he is goodbye out. See you later. However, he's dead for 26 seconds. By the way. So I guess
I think it's still technically faster.
it's still, yeah. I think people have done the math. It's not. You don't want to do either, to be fair, but you have to in this situation.
I haven't actually traced how long it would take to
You
walk back to
haven't
base.
done the math, Andy?
I have not done the math. I try not to die, actually, in my Dota games.
Yeah, I thought you were a better person than that.
No, I feed all the time. You kidding me? I'm awful at this game. I'm literally just poop. But yeah.
Radiant's middle
Leave
tower
yourself.
is under attack.
Good laning phase so far. The Queen is pulling a little bit ahead of his DK at the moment, and unfortunately, you know, Newbee, they haven't really been able to find a whole heck of a lot with their support, but Faith is still getting some levels. He's just going for the aggressive jungle since he knows that, you know, AUI is kind of walking around the bottom lane, and there's a pretty low chance that a solo works is
Taka and Faith just roaming. It's great. It's great. AUI 2000 finds himself a nice little regen rune. He might keep... Never mind. Courier. Oh, ensnared up. Oh, AUI sick. Ensnare from the Dark Troll Summoner. He saw it, ensnared it instantly. Oh, the AUI 2000 Enchantress strikes again. You have a couple of heroes now chasing him down between Kaka and Faith. He even gets the bounty rune. He's going to head all the way to the north. He has a TP scroll if need be as well. Pretty nice stuff there from AUI 2000.
How's that balance? How can you just throw a net at a courier like that?
Because it's like one of the few heroes that can, because he has the creep. I don't know.
That's
the only reason I can.
pretty good snipe though, because it means that the DK is not going to be able to do any bottle crowing. And because Queen is obviously going to have a rune control advantage over a DK because of Blink. And I guess both teams have vision of the runes, but they know probably that AUI is in their jungle now, and that's going to mean that, you know, KP could potentially be in trouble. Could try to harass SCCC, but that seems like kind of a waste of time, I guess, considering Fata's already winning his lane anyway.
Yeah. This is, looks like the rotation is going to come. AUI is walking up, and they're going to try to find maybe a lift into an arrow. Pilot Eye trying to set himself up. But KP's backing, however, they will have the ensnare ready. The shockwave will come first. Now the ensnare to fly through the arrow. He actually enchanted the siege creep. It does a lot of damage. The body blocks. AUI 2000. No way. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. The enchant of the siege creep. Oh god. He's so good. He's so good. Actually ridiculous.
That was insane. Bottom lane 2, Kaka behind enemy lines here. One for a dive on the MSS.
I believe MSS is in some trouble. Blade Fury, he does himself, but the attack is going to be enough. It's the Frostbite that gets the kill. They will get an offlaner each. The trade comes through. However, the Tier 1 tower is already dead in the top lane at 6 minutes in. Nuts.
Radiant structures.
Well, they had a double siege creep. The timing of that was so perfect because the siege creep was spawning. He happens to get the first blood on KP, and you know, even barring the insane micro it took to do that, getting the tower anyway would have been enough, right? But he gets the kill and the tower.
Right.
Oh boy. It's looking like a not so great early game here for Newbee.
Dude, we were wondering, what do you ban? Is it the IO? Is it the Treant Protector? I almost feel like the Treant Protector would have been better to leave in, considering how this Enchantress is played for AUI 2000. But again, I mean, you know, hindsight's 2020 kind of thing. And it's only the early game, 6.5 minutes in. It's not good too bad.
It's like a pick your poison situation. It's like, do we want potentially our laning phase to be completely awful because then we can have Enchantress? Or do we want the hero that's going to enable NP to play their split push style and make it a lot harder for us to punish it, which is what the tree offers, and also the tower longevity as well. I think that hero plays into their style probably better than anything other than maybe Wisp. So I do kind of agree with the guidance of Newbee, but yeah, this is still devastating performance here from anyone.
Triage.
Now he's going to head to mid lane with his siege creep still in tow. Good old Cardi. Get the breathe fire on him, so it does take a little bit of damage reduction. In the meantime, NG is about to be top lane the flare to come through. However, gonna get off the ultimate from NG, it's just gonna walk out. However, there's another hero coming in. Vata. Screamer Pain to come through. Sonic Wave is available, and KP is going to skewer him away. But jumping in his NB. Shockwave to come through. Sonic Wave not needed. They can even perhaps go for another if they wanted to try to find Kaka. Meanwhile, bottom lane, MSS starting to put a lot of pressure on Mugi here. So, again, man, we talked about it, and you just mentioned it too. These lanes are starting to go pretty disastrously for Newbee. I mean, it's a 2.5 KD for the damage. Kaka might be dead too. Starstorm, they use the Shadow Strike. Sonic Wave again, still available, won't be needed. Last auto attack, he almost gets to the boundary room. That's even more depressing is that he doesn't get it. And Fata blinks right in front of him and takes it from his whole dead body. The Frostbite comes in from Highlight Die, looking to try to get away from SCC in this case. MSS in the tree lines, and now they really want to take this opposing tier 1 tower down bottom after losing theirs top. And we'll see if there's going to be any contention here from MP to try to push them off this tower.
I think if AUI was 6, maybe they would be able to defend us a little bit more, but okay. Might do it anyway. I mean, Pi not having any mana makes this really tough. You can't fade bolt out the creeps or anything like that again.
They might be able to go for deny, however, here comes the wrap on the Kaka with Frostbite, AUI in some trouble. Here comes Dodge, the battery comes well, try to eat his way out. Tommy's not going to come through the Blade Fury. They use a lot to get that kill, but they do secure it. Nicely done from Newbee. Excellent work, and they will get the tier 1 tower on top of it all.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Counter pressure being applied mid though.
Dire's structures are
Fata kind of whittling away at the tier 1. So
Again.
they do commit like all of their heroes. They Dragon Farm for that. They committed the Omni as well, just to get the kill on the edge.
What we talked about, even when you're pressuring elsewhere for Newbee, you're still finding good farm for heroes like Envy and Fata. They might even take this tier 1 tower. Breeze Fire coming through, but Siege Creep along with Fata getting the last hit of the tower, now working on his Orchid Malevolence, already up to 1,700, so he's got more than enough. That first quarterstaff.
I'll take that as tribute.
Top net worth is going to be Fata.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy strong game for an Orchid too. It's great against Jug. He's not going to be anywhere close to getting a Manta style anytime soon.
Radiant's
There's going to be, honestly, a 10-minute window for where that Orchid's going to be able to kill pretty much anybody on the side of Newbee. I guess DK being the hardest target. So yeah, this is it's kind of a clinic, really. Mostly being put on by AUI and his Enchantress performance and just being able to influence the lane so much.
See, getting Shadow Struck, however. Moonlight Shadow not really turning into a kill. Losing the high ground, and those we can clear it out. So I think there might have been a ward that spotted this Moonlight Shadow. The one over here in lane was spotted. Alright, so yeah, I mean, pretty good start for NP. But do they keep the pressure applied? I mean, obviously you don't quite have that blink for MSS. In fact, he's getting pretty good farm, but he's not quite there yet if he wants to go for it. He can also head into a different direction. So, do you wait for that blink tag, or do you wait for that Orchid Malevolence, or do you just try to keep the pressure on if you're NP?
I don't think there's any reason to play it safe, because all of their cores are pretty durable and or mobile. So MSS is a Legion Commander, you know, 1100 HP is going to heal. And then Envy can leap away, Queen can blink away. They're just picking these hero combinations where one of the supports is able to influence the lanes very heavily. Like last game it was Wisp, this game it's the Enchantress. And then cores that just have a really hard time dying.
Top lane misses. However, the emphasis is doing a lot of work in the game. Envy is very close to that tower cross. Let's come through the Shockwave. Won't be in time. He's going to go ahead and bottle up, and the Nature's intends to fly through as well. Kaka does not have his level 6, unfortunately, so Hookshot is not available. KP will keep himself alive. Insane mid. Dragon Tail to fly out. Breeze Fire is there, but Fata is still very tanky, and he's just going to blink himself away. And be fine. Nice looking highlight there.
I suppose at this point in the game for Newbee, the things they really want, obviously, blink on KP, that's definitely up there on the list. They want Kaka to hit level 6 so he can get hookshot, and then they can start forcing the fight, right? It's not like running into them and then NP running away and then maybe getting a counter kill. It's okay, well I guess if you hook a catapult you're not really going to force the fight, but you get the idea. It's like you want the abilities online to be able to get some pressure out of the map.
Visibility.
Man. This start doesn't seem very good. Oh yeah, that's not a great. See you later. Dual victory for MSS.
Here's a blade in your eye.
Wow. That's huge because Newbee was farming very well up until that point, and now MSS is that much closer to the Blink Dagger. He just walked up and dueled him. It was nice.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Sometimes you're just able to just get in without a Blink Dagger or
Dire's
anything.
bottom
Just get
tower
that damage.
is under attack. Dire's
At the
bottom
same time,
tower
I don't
is
think he had
fortified.
vision, and it was, you know, obviously night on top of that. So he didn't realize what he was quite getting himself into in that situation.
And after game one, MSS really stepped the game up. I think this game might not be any different. Game one was a bit rough for him, but this game's sort of turning things around here. They're going to make a wraparound attempt potentially on KP again and be looking for an arrow target. KP would be the ideal one at that. Observer Ward will scout out. Meanwhile, Moogie mid, they know that he's not bottom anymore, so they can go for an aggressive play.
Radiant's middle
Onto
tower
KP,
is under
but-
attack.
Dude, they have like this surround on him right now. The problem is
they're
they don't
leaving.
have, they don't have much information behind the tower. That's the main reason. They just want to defend
Ooh,
it.
they needed an arrowhead here, but I think they're just going to be able to back in time. Meanwhile, back down bottom, the Zeta coming through. KP will be able to make it away. They're
Dire's
turning in
bottom
and looking for
tower
more
is
damage
under
on mid.
attack.
SCCC is here. And now they'll rotate over with Fata, who had just used his TP, and I think he actually canceled it just so they could go on to KP and then on. Or he got RP'd or something. No, it wasn't that. Or skewered.
The entire time that this is happening mid, like they had 3 or 4 heroes sitting around like this mini concave trying to pick a tier 1.
Dire's top
Unsuccessful.
tower is under attack.
And then AUI was
Dire's
just sitting top with a
structures
creep
are
army,
fortified.
pressuring the tier 2. And they're gonna send all their team up here. They even have the lane wars.
They found him. There was beautiful from Kaka. They need a bit more across the snow when the free fire is there, so they find the kill. But again, more time for Fata and MSS to farm elsewhere.
Gonna find, oh, fresh Blink Dagger. See you later.
Yeah, I look away for half a second to get that kill. I don't know, man. It feels like it's pretty bad for Newbee. They are getting at least a kill or two. Matt, they blow away the Rubik as well, so they get both supports. I guess it's not that bad. It's only like a 2.2k net worth lead. It was just 3.4k, and that's how much it's swing kills.
It's pretty volatile in regards to how much you get for like killing heroes in the beginning of the game. So yeah, like anything I would even say below like 5k at this stage is not really super telling because it usually takes some time for other heroes to get up their ultimates, and that's when you can start seeing some big potential. The concern is that the hero that's supposed to offer a lot of teamfight, like KP, there's going to be an Orchid done very soon on Fata. He's only like 200 gold away, and there's a Rubik. So whenever there's a Rubik in the game and you're playing Magnus, you need like another hero to be able to touch with Rubik so you can get your ultimate off. And the only person who can really do that is Kaka. And I think that that execution requirement makes it a lot more
Radiant's
difficult
middle
for
tower
Newbee in
is
the
under
fight.
attack. Radiant's
It's not easy,
structures
man.
are
And
fortified.
Kaka is going to be... Who knows where he's going to be in the fight, where he's going to be situated. Hook shot.
Radiant's middle tower is
Now,
falling.
Claire will come through as he go for the scepter in the tier 2 tower, but he's not going to finish that so often. SCCC has finished up the Dagger. Meanwhile, Frostbite, there's the hook shot. They're going to find Rubik again. Even still over Dragon's use it to win the advantage.
Radiant's middle tower
Another
is
kill
under
coming in, and
attack.
Newbee's starting to pressure these tier
Dire's
2
bottom
towers in
tower
mid
is
lane,
under
so
attack. Radiant's
we're
structures
evening
are
things back
fortified.
up a fair bit on this Dire side.
Getting a lot out of the Dragon form. That's one thing about DK that I think people underestimate. It's almost a 2-minute cooldown, which doesn't sound like a lot, but every time you pop it, you really want to try
Dire's bottom tower
to get
is
at
under
least some
attack.
damage on the tower, potentially even kill it if you can, you know, if you have the time. AUI could be spotted out here again. There are just wards all over this top lane.
Is he dead? It's like he might be. He's pretty fast, actually. So over this hit, he is going to use the Nature's Descendant. And now heroes are coming in spades. Orchid onto Fade. He is dead.
Dire's bottom
Talk about
tower
at least
is
not a
under
tower
attack.
bottom. Now SCCC getting chased down. Scream will go. They're looking for an arrow, perhaps it's the Starstorm. Good Dragon Tail to come through, but SCCC might be in trouble. More quick. They're going to get the duel off. Can they get this kill? He is very tanky. They've got Sonic Wave. They will pop it. They won't get the duel victory, but they will get the kill with that Fade Bolt. Arrow's going to sail through. Mugi will sidestep it. So too will Kaka. And now they'll probably lose this tier 2 tower top lane. So just like that, trying to find AY 2000, but instead they get turned on as a lot of heroes rotate up from NP.
This is a very dead tower. I
Dire's
don't think
top
that
tower is under
maybe
attack.
sticking around here is like super dangerous.
Huge
They're outnumbered. Like, they don't have their DK.
Yeah, this is just two supports. This is dangerous. They have the arrow available. Actually, he's already shot it. And now, coming in the Omni Slash, the cogs to turn around isn't going to be there. AUI 2000 is going to get dropped in. Envy is in so much trouble. Overwhelming odds, along with that, of course, huge freezing field of faith. Moogie gets the double kill. That's what they were trying to bait out, and it's perfectly done coming in from the Blackbird. And, of course, the Jug as well.
And check out this Ancient stack that SCCC's got going on.
Woo. Hello.
It's going to get scouted out by Ruben Flare. But, by the way, can we talk about how good that two-shot call combination was with Kaka?
Oh,
Jesus. That was so fight-winning, because if that didn't happen, they were screwed there.
He's going into this series. And he's going to find technically Vata in this mid lane. However, he has already blinked away to the opposite side of the river. There is that blink RP available for KP in power level 4. So again, these heroes are going to farm very quickly, both SCCC and Moogie. Okay, man. You know, it's still very even, and already Newbee are heading over towards Roche. They won't head inside the pit though. They will head up around into the enemy jungle, or rather their own jungle.
I'll take that as tribute.
The Manta's going to be a little bit faster than anticipated on Moogie, which is great, because then he doesn't have to worry about, you know, Fata solo killing him or anything like that. So there it is. It's only like, I guess, 5-ish minutes where the Orchid was out on the field, and they were able to just get the kills. And this is kind of getting to the point where it's going to be about Empower on the Jug that matters the most. And if, you know, Moogie goes for the Blink Dagger and just goes for like the team fight play with that item and just trying to get Omni off, or if he wants to go back for like the Diffuser Blade. I think the security of having a Blink Omni is really nice, especially when you have something like an RP on your team with the Empower. Because all it takes is like one good combo, right? We saw what happened with Talk Dog together. It can be the same thing in a lot of different ways. It's just about how the engagement kind of kicks off for either team.
See, I'm kind of curious about the decision as well. Maybe you have to get well, at least for now. No. Tier 3 tower getting pressured by Vata though. Moonlight Shadow to come in. Can they try to contest this? Roche is getting lower and lower. Flare to come through was stolen, I believe.
They're losing their tier 3 by the way.
Yeah, a lot of damage. Uh-oh, KP getting orchided up. They're going to find the duel as well. This is a deep dive, but it's going to secure at least a kill, if not more. Moogie does have Aegis. MSS is trying to deal with this. In the meantime, still the game is going. MSS will TP. Vata will blink his tier 3. Hookshot is there. Vata's got blink at 3. He needs to get out. He's going to get dropped down. The Omni Slash is there. They get the kill. Kaka is keeping this game even right now, man. Let me tell you. He's owning it.
Best chance to go for a kill is just to wait there, you know. And he just got the hook like straight on after the blink came out. Had the vision as well with the flare. So yeah, he's, you know, from a support clock perspective, I would not say this is the best game to be a support clock, but he is definitely making it work.
I mean, he has had 2 Earth Spirit games to warm him up in the beginning of this series. A victory and a loss, and now he's got this clockwork going to work. And again, I mean, a lot of the space that's being created, a lot of the kills that they're getting and securing are coming from him. But we'll see if he can't transition into the later stages of this game. For now, it's going to be Halberd up for the DK. Smoke finally with his blink for KP. Can they find a blink RP or anything with it? They're going to move right into Envy, who's up on the high ground, though. No Moonlight Shadow for another 26 seconds. Okay, they're not going to see him. That's right away. This is pretty close. I thought maybe we were able to find an angle there, but now they're going to head bottom instead and try to go for the tier 1, or excuse me, tier 2 tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, I guess it's just a little bit of farming for now. There's not really much split push going on from either team. It's just like both of them are occupying the opposite side of the map, more or less, and just waiting to see
Radiant's bottom tower is
if we want to try to go for the tier 2 mid, because I think that's a tower that NP will likely want to defend, because mid is a very hard lane to push. And top at the same time doesn't even have a tier 2, so if AUI wants to stick up here and have MSS just sit behind him, kind of similar to what they were doing bottom when Newbee were doing Roshan, the same kind of play can work. And they almost got the tier 3 with that.
Yeah, and they were wishing they were at the bottom tier 3 instead. They're already forced back right now just KP, but small, minimal amounts of damage done to the tier 3 tower, but again, forcing Newbee back is pretty important.
Are they going to backdoor the tier 3?
Is it
Radiant's middle
protected?
tower
If the creep wave goes in top, yeah, they can
Dyer's
just. Oh
bottom
my.
tower is under attack.
This
There
is
is,
so annoying. My
That
God.
clip comes out though. MSS already TP'd away. Unless they like unless they find this like sick hook shot, that would have been huge. But no. AUI is trying to kill Faith, but Frostbite breeding wheels is there. The Omni Slash Mantis Style comes through, secures the kill, Fox now turning around. RP, they can grab this kill onto Queen of Pain, and looks like they will do so. Very good follow-up gang coming out from Newbee's campaign. Moving up to the Shrine, they'll lose 2. NP starting to slip a little bit here at the 23-minute mark.
That's a big couple of kills. Like AUI, you know, you look at position 4 or 5 players a lot of the time, they're not usually
Radiant's top tower is
but
under
most of the time when AUI can
The duel, but he gets the blade fury off. Is this going to be enough? There's no damage getting pumped out, and Moogie's just going to back away. Now that it's comes out, Moogie is on the hunt, one of his best heroes, and he secures yet another kill. Jumping in, KP was looking for a target to skewer, and he's still going as Triple C trying to find that stun. Blade fury coming in, Kaka misses the hook shot as well, so a couple of airs coming in from Newbee, but again, they do more than enough to get that tier 1 tower, and perhaps tier 2. And all of a sudden, they're putting the pressure on. MP, they had a very good start, but it's starting to just dwindle here at this 24-minute mark.
It's kind of what we were talking about earlier. You only get to make a handful of trades in this type of lineup because just how much damage they do with the Empower. As you can see, yeah, they're just like dropping this tower down. They're going to force the glyph.
The tower between the two of them is getting destroyed. They might just back them. Moogie still has Aegis, but I don't think they want to go any further. They want to be safe. And again, the Legion was back up, so. All right, man. I mean, NP had a pretty solid advantage, a pretty solid foothold, and now that is gone.
The one thing is that in the open fights, like if you're fighting outside of the base, for example, as Newbee, you have really strong team fight. But going high ground is completely different. You're kind of reliant on getting widows beforehand before you start hitting those towers. Because say, for example, AUI is up when you're trying to push, and he's just like throwing impetus into you, and you have like this DK and a jug core. It doesn't feel good, right? So you kind of need that situation to unfold where you get these picks, and then you walk into a tower. Otherwise, yeah, breaching that high ground is going to be.
That's not easy. And the thing we haven't really seen either is like Envy's like. I don't want to complain about the Mirana pick because it's still very early on in this game, but it's a different build than perhaps we would normally see. It's the Dragonlance Maelstrom build. It's kind of an old school build, if you will, into the BKB, but I don't think its presence has been felt yet. I mean, maybe Moonlight Shadow, but in terms of a straight up fight, it's been really Fata and MSS, and even AUI 2000 a little bit, and that's about it.
I think the thing that surprises me most about the way that he's building it is that he didn't go Axe. It seems like that would.
Fata, Frostbitten. The Orchid does not come out in time. Sonic Wave was about to go. Another big kill. Finding of these abilities from Newbee. Turning it on yet again. And they will find another drop on Fata, who had a great start but has died continuously since about the last 5 minutes.
The sprites are with us.
AUI. Viewer, see you later. He's so sick, too. And they're just going to push high ground and take this tier 3, I think. I mean, no Fata for 28. Again, FPC needs to be careful. Telekinesis. There's that arrow. Maybe in trouble. A little bit too far in. Caution coming through with the Togs. There's no follow-up. Not yet. Sonic Wave comes in. SPC pops the BKB. He might turn this. Freezing Field will go. They get the duel off. They want Fata, and they will find him. Meanwhile, MSS is going to get dropped down. Faith is somehow alive. The Omni Slash from Moogie. It's 4 dead, and they're going to try to find the 5th. Pilot Die getting dove. And they're going to head right for this tier 3 tower. No buybacks except for Envy. Envy and Pilot Die cannot do enough on their own against the full squad of Newbee. It has seemingly gotten out of control here, Graspel, and not only a full set of racks, but perhaps 2 as well.
This actually could just be GG, honestly. That fight was like so bad for him. Like the healing ward during the duel, keeping him alive, and then the BKB being delivered to SPC during the fight where like one more stream was in to kill him at one point before he got hit back up. That actually could not have gone any worse, I think. Oh my. It was like, it was 2 pickoffs, right? And 2 very important. Like no enchanters for the high ground defense. He's out on so much damage. If the enchanter is dead, he really is able to chunk down these super tanky
Attack RP onto 2, and here comes the lead. Good duel. They've already lost Pile Die though. The Breathe Fire, and now MSS will fall as well. Envy is barely alive, and that is it. GG game number 3, taken handily by Newbee. Completely unintentional.
Well done, Mott.
Oh man, what a game! That's crazy. That was looking pretty good for NP for a while, but. Whew.
That seemed like one of those games where you're playing against a lineup that has a lot of damage output in team fights, like on Newbee's.
Is to
Reserve
just
time.
easily kill the Enchantress, and
Newbees
Lifestealer,
turn
great
to
carriers
ban.
now, either the Nyx Assassin or the Queen of Pain. So just a lot of burst damage to cut through the Ember. If they catch him out,
Newbees
just one
turn
stun,
to
you know,
pick.
one cask that flies through, they can blow up that bad daddy. Tidehunter, 5th ban out of NP, and that'll lead into a Terrorblade banned out by Newbee.
I'm into
Oh
it.
god, are they gonna pick PL again?
10 seconds
Oh,
remaining.
NP?
I think it's
5
not
seconds
it's not an
remaining.
awful PL game. Like looking at their heroes, Cask is not really that good against it. You have basically
Reserve
Impale
time.
and Cask for lockdown. Cask really easy to dodge as PL. You can get
Dark Seer.
Oh boy.
Radiant team pick.
This
it's
guy's
possible.
back.
And it is definitely a valid concern for the hero. But they have Ench. So Ench can do a truckload of damage. Also is pretty decent at hitting tier 3s as long as you don't have a horrible game. I don't think Aui's
10
game
seconds remaining.
previously was really bad. It's just they kind of struggled as a team as a
5
whole. I think and made
seconds
some
remaining.
maybe over aggressive plays that allowed Newbee to just punish them super hard and win the game. But we'll
Reserve
see.
time.
The DS is a really nice pick here from Newbee. It's really good with Lifestealer, Ion Shield, Surge, Lifestealer, super terrifying. Same thing with just being able to get the Nyx into the fights. You can like Vendetta with Ion Shell on you, get a hero down like 20% before they realize what's going on, come out, kill, easy game.
10
And it's
seconds
also lane
remaining.
pressure, which is huge.
Yeah, exactly. It makes their lineup maybe a little more high tempo and just gives them that insurance policy in these team fights to deal with the Warlock, perhaps. Now Troll Warlord, last
Troll
pick.
with Ench.
That'll be the Envy choice for NP.
That's nasty.
Some
That's
late
some
game
nasty
security.
damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Sunspan, what are you thinking? Is this the last game, or are we going to a game 5?
You know what Nyx doesn't own? Doesn't own Troll. Well, if he BKBs, what does the rest of Newbee do against him?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So you're going with Newbee?
I'm in the Newbee camp, man. I think they're going to do it. Draskell's right, but of this game. Although at the same time, Newbee don't have amazing sieging, so it might be hard to close out this game. It's going to all come down to the ganks and the rotations. Let's see if Kaka is going to have the game of his life here to take first place in this tournament. Mott, take it away, dog.
All right, thank you, Zyori. We are going to be into this potentially last game of the Zotac Grand Finals here in a moment, depending on, of course, Newbee or NP, what the outcome will be. Will NP force that fifth game, which everybody wants, or will it be Newbee taking it 3-1? We will see here in a moment. We might have a long game on our hands. We might have a good game. And again, a lot of it comes down to this AUI 2000 Enchantress. He had amazing rotations early on in the last game. Unfortunately, his team getting caught out a couple of times kind of turned things a little bit sour for Team NP, and then, of course, losing after a few of those team fights. But now it's a little bit different here, as we have a different draft for Newbee. Not as much pressure on the towers, as you just heard from Zyori. But, again, very good gank, very good team fight as well. We'll see how it turns out. And I don't know. I'm pretty interested about this draft, Draskell. I think this Darkseer is really good, and I'm surprised it's not picked more often, to be honest with you. I think it's a very good hero.
He's just constant, right? He's always that presence in the lane, pushing the creeps. He always gets his core items. He can farm the jungle. He's just, I would say, the epitome of a stable offlaner. You know, he just always gets something going. And then you get one decent combo. Maybe you land a vac into a Nyx stun. Maybe you don't. But even without having a stun on it, you still have Queen of Pain. So there's still some synergy with the vacuum you can play around. I think the main reason is, like, they didn't have a mech carrier. And they didn't have any hero that was going to be able to constantly push out lanes. Lifestealer is not so hot at it. Witch Doctor and Nyx are pretty much the same. Queen's okay. But I think that Newbee are more prone to wanting to fight. So they just want something that's going to be able to keep the lanes out that they don't have to, like, fully commit to all the time. So it does pretty much all that, right?
Yeah. And a hero that does similar is of course, the... You know, they would want to go for the Tide usually because that's a hero that KP often picks, or rather has picked for him, and I think it's a pretty amazing hero, but instead have to go for the Darkseer because, again, that Tide Hunter was... But
Tide is super good against Troll, because Troll really is all about the fast hits. So if you reduce the damage by a percentage, and then you also have a Ravage on top of that, and Kraken, it's very hard to stop a Tide from getting an ult off in a team fight. And if you look at the way the MP want to take engagements, they're pretty all in. You know, they throw the hook, they drop the rock, they're committed. They want that fight to go favorably for them, and Tide is just so good against lineups.
That we will have to bear witness to the Darkseer. But a lot of good heroes, a lot of comfort heroes, I should say. The SCCC Quap, another one that you need to keep in mind. So again, a couple of heroes that I think people are pretty comfortable with in this game. Okay, we're going to jump in. A couple of TPs. Pilot I will head into that top river area. Just drop an award. NP already very fast for the reward placements, and no counter TPs from Newbee. They don't really want to deal with the ward pressure right now. They're just going to kind of walk out and do their own thing together. They're going to head mid for now with Kaka, SCCC, and Faith. And, all right, let's see how these lanes are shaped up. As expected, Fata should be going mid. The Troll for Envy, looking like he might go top, and they're going to send MSS down bottom alone on this Clockwork for now. So they're kind of switching it up and going a little bit more aggro, I suppose, for NP's side in the top lane.
Lifestealer will kind of struggle against this. If it's Pi and Envy, I don't think that they're going to be able to do anything but commit another support if they want Mugi to farm, or their other option is, I guess, you just rotate somewhere else and hope to pull NP to that lane. So if it's Troll plus the Warlock, yeah, I think that Mugi struggles there.
Well, we're going to find out. It's not going to be easy, potentially. KP trying to steal the 0-minute bounty rune, but MSS coming up. And again, this guy's a pretty good Clockwork player, and he's had a really great series. I mean, the first game was a little bit rough, but every other game since then has been pretty spot on. Even last game, despite losing, they did pretty well.
Just
Here we go.
This is one of the age-old matchups, right? The Clockwork versus DS, the 1v1.
Yeah.
This goes back to, like, TI3. This is a very old matchup.
Well, just kidding. See you later.
Oh, he bails, dude. He's
Yeah.
not there.
He bailed instantly.
They saw MSS, so they know that it's going to be an aggro lane, so they don't want their lifestealer to be there. So their reaction is going to be just to dodge the lane.
It'll take, they'll miss a wave of experience from Oogie, a wave of experience in last hits, but no big deal. It's more important that you keep your lifestealer safe in the beginning of the game. Meantime, Fox will take a Shadow Strike mid with a couple of heroes nearby. Kaka on the NX Assassin with a Smoke Seat pops down an Observer Ward to scatter AUI 2000 and his jungling patterns. And for now, Kaka will probably take experience to throw out a couple of mana burns here and there.
This will be much more favorable to what the Newbee want out of their laning phase. Mugi will be able to more or less free farm. He's going to have the Witch Doctor down there. And in the meantime, Kaka is just going to be annoying Aoi, just scouting out any movement that there could be.
Okay. So now you have this dual lane you're up against for KP. I mean, I'm assuming you should still get plenty of farm. But it might be tough until he gets a couple more levels in Iron Chill. I don't know. He's kind of getting zoned by Paladai, but again, the Dark's here, so he shouldn't have too much trouble here.
It's just about getting to the soul range. So he started with a lot of regen. The real question is that one Iron Shell going to give him enough money to get his full soul ring? Because if the answer is no, then yeah, he's going to have some issues. He might have to use the mango, just continually cast the spell to push out the wave. Because the best case for him is like push out the wave, Pylai die, falls back, and then he can get a full off or something. That would help him a lot. But I don't think Pi is going to let him do that. He's just going to follow him to the full camp again. You can see KP's like sitting over there for it. He's actually just going to go to the rune now that he sees Pylai die chasing him.
Like,
it's not going to be great.
Yeah, these laning stage for Newbee kind of interesting. Fata taking a fair bit of right-click damage from SCCC. In the meantime, he's going to blink forward. Shadow Strike, the Fairy Fire is there. Shouldn't be enough to get the kill. He also has a salve. Good attempt coming in from SCCC. Just keeping the pressure on, but zoning back Fata means he has to go heal. He will have a salve, and he should use it. It's going to get ticked down, but he'll survive at the very least. Very close there. Fata is going to make it back home alive. But again, no shrines, so he has to go all the way back home. Pretty good stuff. Meanwhile, they have the secret Cog down bottom. Cast come through. They have the Cogs to come out as well, but they don't actually hit into Faith in terms of blocking him in. AUI 2000 still chasing. Really wants his kill. Faith's going to try to get out. He has a TP scroll. I don't even know if he needs to use it. It's a pretty great juke in the tree line. He's just gone. See you later. Nice play coming in from Blood.
He had the boots on the quick buy. Just picked him up as he walked past the side shops, so he was able to easily juke there. AUI just trying to do what he can though to influence the lanes. He wants MSS to get something. You know, at the very least, get a finished pair of boots and then get level 6, potentially move around the map and make something happen.
I mean, I know it's early, man, but it's hard to overcome the advantage you had last game as AUI, where you're just like, okay, well, I found the courier, I found a kill, top lane, first blood, and stuff like that. It's just not the same start, and I know it's not the same game either, but it's just kind of interesting. See how the game's a bit different in this one.
It's, like you said, though, it's hard to top the performance that he had. Like, he did everything in the early game. Yeah, this time around, it's more just a matter of how the lanes were, and how easy it was to dive the mag, and how difficult it is to dive the Darkseer. And we talk about, you know, KP, but he's still struggling, right? He's only level 2. It's almost 4 minutes in. He's rocking.
I mean, he'll get some space maybe, but you're right. This is not an easy lane for him as of right now. More lane access to go. He does have Surge. Pylai coming in. They're really trying to bait the Surge out as best as possible. It's not going to happen. Cocker does pick up that bounty rune, and Fata was really just trying to get some extra gold. Also, mana burn. Meanwhile, top rune spot there is a regen rune for SCCC, as he has a haste rune coming out next. And I think Fata's like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with that. Let me get out of here.
This lane is completely destroyed in favor of Newbee.
I actually did not see how bad it was. It's really bad. My God, is SCCC really good at Quap? Jeez.
Well, the Nyx also went mid once or twice and just threw out some spells. So it's not really just him. Because AUI can't really go mid. That's one lane he really can't influence that much unless it's like a wild pin or something and tornadoes or some random stuff like that. It's pretty difficult, I think, for him to do something there. So he's more just trying to stop, you know, Newbee from getting whatever on the bottom lane, making sure that there's not going to be any rotations towards mid. So even though Fata, you know, he hasn't died.
Oh, that cast. Oh, the Sonic Wave. See ya. SCCC showing his stuff yet again in this mid lane on the Queen of Pain, as he's done many times before. First blood secured, and a very good start to Newbee in both this mid and bottom lane. We'll see if he can keep it up and help out top lane as well in the near future for Darkseer.
I do not think I've ever seen a Darkseer with only 4 creep kills in 5 minutes.
It's a little weird, for sure.
I really
weird to
don't.
see.
I don't think I've ever seen a DS that. He had as much CS as the Warlock.
It's frightening, but the thing is, he gets level 3 Iron Shell, he can also head into the jungle. He'll get some more last hits. He's going to take a bit, but he's fine. He's got level 4 now. He's good to go. He's in. Searing chance to come out. Here comes the Central Conqueror, SCCC. Gotta get that one point. Nicely done. Pops the regen rune. They are putting pressure on the tier 1 tower, but again, it's gonna be a bit difficult. Driven Pain to fly out. They really want to try to push this out. Get the tier 1 tower, but it is double siege creep. That is the disconcerting thing for Newbee. See if he can't defend this. This is just gonna be in deny range. Dude, siege creep is ownage. Deny. But that's still nuts. Like, all it takes is that double siege creep coming in from AUR 2000 and the tower just goes down in one fell swoop. It's so crazy.
That is pretty ridiculous.
Oh, I think MSS might be dead now. To be honest. Trying to turn on Fade, it's not going to work out. SCCC has gotten, like, the best rooms, to be honest with you.
He gets a regen and then a haste. I mean, I don't think that he needed the haste to get the cost there. It was certainly nice.
Is Fata dead again? He has another blink. Try to swap.
Oh god, he's thinking
Oh,
about
is he not going for it? I'm surprised.
If he was gonna go in, he'd have to like pop a salve and like heal up to full or whatever if he was gonna dive that. It's also taking a while, which the longer it takes, the more likelihood there is of a TP response, so it just makes it more risky. If you're gonna go for a play like that, I think you want to go for it immediately and not hesitate.
Dear God, Darkseer is TPing back to lane after like leaving.
He's got 8 CS now.
Dude, he is below the Nyx and the Witch Doctor, and somehow
Dude,
Newbee still has a 1500 net worth advantage.
Envy's got
So, battle trance to come through. Clears out the Iron Shell to creep pretty quickly. Shadow Walk is there. MS is walking around from behind. Level 5, no level 6, so no hook shot. Now, Newbee kind of caught on the island here in the top lane. Battery Soul, Cog Push, surge through, and KP should be fine because they chase after anybody. Here's the Cask and the Maledict, and again, they can miss the Impale. Can they chase any further? No. Without that Impale, they can't go any further to find a kill. So, they will push them back at the very least. Hopefully get some farm for KP, who could desperately need it. In the mid-time, you're going to see some farm at least for Fox now. He's got to try to get back up.
He's got 23 CS. That is an absolute wrecking. I don't know. This is like some of the lowest CS I've seen on some respective heroes in a very, very long time. Like the DS's farm, I guess, is a little bit more understandable because he's against a dual lane. But Fata only having like 23 CS at 8 minutes, that is not good.
Dude,
You need MSS to do some heavy lifting.
The net worth chart is awkward. Like 3 heroes at like 1800. And then somehow, again, Newbee still have like a 2.4k net worth advantage. It's so weird.
Queen is like all of their net worth advantage.
Yeah, a significant amount. Envy's going to get chunked down by Mugi. Big over the battle trance. And Faith has been like owning his kills. Cask Maledict. You see it again. She's so strong right now for Faith.
Always in the right place at the right time. Newbee supports, man. They're everywhere. Like between Kaka and Faith, they've done a tremendous amount of work in the series. I just feel like there should be at least one other person on NP having a pretty good time. And sure, Envy is the highest farm on his team, but that's also not saying that much because the rest of his team is not getting any farm. Like mid is getting shut down. The safe lane was MSS versus a lifestealer, which is not really the best matchup for a Clockwork. And even with all that, like Mugi's still ahead of people, and SCCC is doubling. No, he's more than double the net worth of Fata right now.
He's got a full veil compared to Fata's what? Brown boots and bottle, poor man's shield. So yeah, bit
Radiant's
more.
bottom tower is under attack.
SCCC is an ownage plot player, and he continues to show it here in Zotac. Game number, I believe, 4. So again, we are potentially. I mean, if Newbee continue this could just be a 3-1 victory for them. NP are going to have to find some room to get this farm up. I mean, like we talked about, this Ember Spirit needs time. I mean, AUI 2000's rotations have not been super successful. They will try to push into the tier 1 tower top lane and probably get this tower too. And again, they're getting all this advantage from Newbee is going to be with like a tower drawn mid. Now they're trying to find Kaka. He does have Spike Carapace. Now KP coming in as well. Bottom might consider diving, but that's against. Envy's nearby. Faith, of course, also with an Indifferent. Thought about going with the Cask and Maledic. He's not quite level 6. There it goes. They're trying to find Envy. Maledic dropping down. The Infest Bomb's going to come out. There's the Battle Trance. The Shadow Word to come through, and Envy is getting destroyed. Vata needs to be careful. He will have that Remnant out. Is he going to make it away? They needed an Impale or something to find Fox, but he's probably going to be okay. He even finds that Bounty Rune pretty good. In the meantime, AUI 2000 split pushing forces up the top lane, but again, Envy dies one more time. I believe it was, who got the kill? Triple C. Yeah.
He's got the double catapult thing going top as well, so he's going to get a decent amount of damage on the tier 2. And NP are making movements, right? They're getting some objectives. It's just ridiculous to see how farm this queen is. Like, at this rate, he's going to have like a completed Orchid on top of the Veil before Fata has
anything
a completed item. Like, I'm talking like a real item, not like wand and stuff like that. But
yeah, it's frightening for sure. And well, the good news for NP is they get that kill on the Quap, and all of a sudden that pinata kind of comes flowing out. And get a little bit more gold going to the rest of your team for NP.
They do have good heroes at killing Queen. That is a very good, a good point. And plus now they have Rock. So between the hook shot, between having the